Welcome back to MCOC Al Bundy Rules. I got a different type of video for you today, talking about one of my currently biggest pet peeves. So let's talk about matchmaking. There was a lot of issues going on, Kabam's been changing things, but I'm going to give you a quick little outline, then I'm going to give you some examples and show you some photos. So they changed the matchmaking. So the weak fight the weak, the medium fight the medium, the strong fight the strong, but there's major discrepancies, and people try to say skill-based this and that, but meanwhile, strong accounts are kind of getting punished. The top accounts are fighting each other, while the low accounts are fighting each other. There's going to be minimal roster difference in the weaker parts. The UC and a UC or a Cav and a Cav, they're pretty similar accounts, but Paragons are enormously different, or high prestige, because a high prestige doesn't mean a stronger roster. You can have a 16K prestige with only have 3 or 4 R4s if they're high prestige. Meanwhile, someone might have 30 R4s. How is that fair? Additionally, you're likely to be above average to get Paragon. You don't have bad players at Paragon. Even with money, they're not going to be a bad player at that point. But at the lower levels, it's easier to go get a decent player at UC or Cav can go against not very good players. The game allows people to muscle through it these days, so it's easy for them to fight lower players and weaker players and not as skilled players, even if they're not that good. While Paragon, that's not going to be an issue, but let's show you some examples. These are all players that are currently in Gladiator Circuit as of January 25, 2023, with only a week left in the current Gladiator. These are people who are in there. Meaning they've gone all the way through all the victory tracks, through the bronze, through the silver, through the gold, through the platinum, through the diamond. They've got all those where we give rewards as they progress. And they're in Gladiator Circuit, so now they're going to get, at least at a minimum, some kind of Gladiator reward at a minimum. Meanwhile, there are numerous people, I'm going to show you some examples in a moment, who have accounts literally twice as strong as these, twice as high prestige, who would just, destroy these accounts blindfold. And no offense to these accounts, because congrats, I'm not taking anything away from you if I'm showing you. No disrespect to you, I'm using you as an example based on how broken this is. Because no offense, but these accounts do not hold a candle to even a low Paragon account. And then, so now these low accounts are making up to GC, and they're complaining, well, I've lost, one dude's complaining of forms, I've lost 30 in a row in GC. Well, because you shouldn't be in GC to begin with. The only reason why you're in GC is because of this ridiculous system that only pairs you against weak players. You don't belong there. Meanwhile, you're complaining about getting GC rewards and making all the rewards in between. Meanwhile, those accounts that are literally twice as strong as you can't, because all they're doing is fighting top players. All they're doing is fighting the best players in the games. All they're doing is fighting stacked rosters that have 30 R4 6-stars, top defenders, top everything. And that is a major issue in which we have here. And as we're continuing to see some of these examples, these, again, no disrespect to anybody. I'm not blasting you all. I'm not accusing anybody of doing anything. I'm not saying anything's wrong. It is showing how flawed the system is. If you're a Paragon player and you're still stuck in victory track, or you have fought to your rear to get their victory track, and you're looking at this, tell me this doesn't make you a little bit annoyed. They're getting the same, if not better, rewards as you. And don't say you're not getting the same rewards. Yes, you are. The store is not the rewards. It is the amount of battleships and the same things. We all get the exact same milestones and rewards each single time. How you spend them is a different thing. If you and I make the same amount of money, but you shop at Nordstrom's and I shop at Dollar Store, that doesn't mean that I'm making more money than you. It means I'm shopping cheaper, okay? We're getting the same rewards. So stop that argument, please. That one is old news. And and just for the record, I'm not a bitter person on this or that, who can't get out or things. I am in Gladiator Circuit. I'm hanging out in Arcane right now. I'll do a push later. I finished top. But there's a big difference. Every single circuit that there's been, I was in there in the first week in Gladiator Circuit. This time, it didn't make it to the third week. It was way more headache than it should be, and I've seen other players who still can't get in there who have similar accounts to mine. So here's some examples. This is off of one forums post that now has over 2,000 views, has hundreds of responses, and we've been getting requests and requests and requests for mods to at least comment and let us know, because this whole system changed when the weaker players kept complaining, and now they changed it to make it anti-strong players. And these are a lot of people having issues, these strong accounts who can't get past, because a Paragon fighting a Paragon is not the same as an uncollected fighting an uncollected. It is not the same thing. It's not about skill. Uncollected fight another uncollected, they might be playing a very weak person who's just muscled through content with 6 stars that was designed for 4 stars. Paragons are going to be well versed. They're going to know the champs. it's going to be much highly unlikely to be able to win multiple wins in a row against someone who's just as good as you, who has 20, 30 or more R4 4-stars, and in this case even R5 5-stars. So we're seeing some of these examples, and no offense to anyone in any of these posts right up on here, this is just to help illustrate the point that this is not just my opinion. There are many people having this issue just out of those who've spoken, and this is being completely ignored at this point in time. And again, I'm not blasting anybody. I'm not accusing anybody of anything. What I'm saying is, Kabam, you need to do something and evaluate this and let us know. If you agree with me, hey, like this, subscribe, and make sure to forward this to others. Let's get Kabam to make it known.